time. Brought to you by James Harden. Welcome in, it's Odd Takes. I am Jerry Bo at Jerry Bo Sports. And that right there is my man that helps me co-host and run this thing. His name is Aaron Raybold. At Aaron is Blissed on Twitter. If you need to find him for anything to rough him up because he gives you good or bad bets, that's where you find him. What's happening, Aaron?
Oh, you know, trying to work this out. Wrong buttons being hit, stuff like that. But no, you know what? I said this when we talked about issues with the Super Bowl thing. If that's the worst thing that happens on my end for the show, it's a damn good show.
And that's how we're going to
roll it.
Hey, we're going to roll it. 281-522-6336. We are rolling. And I'm telling you, we are rolling because we have now a new prize on the horizon. I've been getting messages asking, man, is this for real? Are you really going to give out for March Madness? You're going to give out the airfare to get to Vegas, and I'm going to give you the party pass to wherever it is that I end up going next year's on the opening Thursday. Like this year, for example, it's going to be at the Sahara Pool, Zelo, and that's where we're going to be on a bungalow. Next year, who knows where it's going to be? It might be back at Circa in one of those cabanas. Wherever it is, you're going to be there. Aaron's going to be there. You're going to be there drinking beer if you can win the March Madness bracket contest. How do you go about getting in this contest? First of all, it's free. Second, now the only way you got to win it, we're going to give it out through marble contests. For example, yesterday, Goldie won.
Goldie won one. I think Joel Hernandez was the other winner.
Okay,
that's find out.
Those are two first place winners. So what happens here? You can win multiple times. You know when you enter a bracket contest, how tough it is to get them all right. I'm not asking you to get them all right. That's impossible. Someone's going to win this regardless. It's not like I'm going to get off the hook like, man, nobody got a perfect bracket. Pass it next year.
This ain't that Quicken Loans. We'll give you $1 million if you get it 100% perfect.
This is real. I got to pay out somebody. Ask my man White Magic right now. White Magic won he went with Ray-Bans. He ended up picking them today. The gold aviators from my man. Hey, shout out to White Magic. Won some squares. We're actually giving you good prizes here, and you don't have to put up anything. And next year, imagine if you win this tournament, the bracket, you're going to be sitting marinating all years knowing, man, next March, I'm going to be up in Vegas. I'm going to be laying by a pool, drinking some whatever it is that you drink and watching the games with Bo. It doesn't get better than that. Aaron and I were just talking about yesterday about just Vegas, and I'm telling you, I was telling someone else, Vegas is March Madness in Vegas. That's the best time to be there, and it's going to be jumping. And for example, this year, that opening Thursday is St. Patty's Day.
It was so easy.
Yeah, that's this year.
I found the perfect
Yeah, this year. That's going to be crazy this year. I mean, just imagine what that's going to be like this year in Vegas. But it's open for you every time that you win a contest, however we do it. And there's going to be trivias probably along the way. We're going to do first phone call of the day probably. If you want something like that, you're going to have to earn this. You're going to be able to win it on this show. Where do we even get started, Aaron? Do we give out something? How many passes are we giving out today? I'm going to let you lay it out. Marble race, how many do we give out? How many sheets?
We'll do 4 total. We'll do 2 at the marble race at the middle of the show during our normal break, and then we'll do one more marble race at the end. And the top 2 for both of those will get extra brackets.
Hey,
that's what I'm feeling.
There you go. Imagine if you keep winning these contests, however it is that we throw them out and you end up taking it down, you might end up having 5-6 brackets. Then you can just pick different teams to win it on. Try to give yourself the best odds. The best odds that we get here, though, are the Odds Squad. And I got to give a shout-out to you guys. Always one team. I got 3 comps trying to figure out when to go. Alex Villanueva, I'll be in Vegas July 6th to 8th. Hey, everyone's going to be in Vegas soon. Aggie Milkman, what's happening? He's a Marblehead. He said marbles. That's all he's worried about. He wants marbles, marbles, marbles. Joe Hernandez, good afternoon, my man. Tizant's, like always, in the house. Gavin, Joe Hernandez, a little bit of everything. So everybody's showing up. Yo, yo, yo. Please go over to YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Like always, it's like a broken record. Thumbs up, please. Subscribe, please. Go to social medias and tell your friends about our friends, please. Every single time. It's a broken damn record, but that's the only way that this record can continue to roll. And we're going to roll right in to, you know what today is? It's Odd Takes Court. Your Honor, we've got my man, Mr. The Honorable Judge Raybold. Court is in session. Put up your snacks. Aggie Milkman, put up the milk. There will be no drinking in this court. Shout out to Forms. My bad. I forgot court was in session. Forms is in the house. 315Q's Orange is in the house. And we're going to start right here in the courtroom. Judge, what do you rule as one of the crappiest jobs ever? Tushy had a Super Bowl contest. Post your emoji poop crap for a chance to win $10K. Tushy is the company behind the bidets that are around right now. They have the wonderful bidet 2.0. It's got 3 power, three
settings.
Yeah, 3 settings. I'm sorry. I don't want to give away too much because I don't have one. But either way, Tushy, what do you think about this? What are we ruling here? Tushy is just going to go ahead and tell everyone to send you your post Super Bowl craps. I mean, whose job is it to grade this?
I'm guessing this is an intern's job. Now, obviously, we're not going to go and we're not going to look at the Twitter replies because a bunch of y'all are eating lunch, and we're not doing that. And this isn't that kind of this ain't that kind of show. We're not going to go look at replies that people actually show. And one of my favorite follows on Twitter had tweeted yesterday, that, or is it yesterday or Monday? After that Super Bowl party, when you go to the bathroom that Monday, right after your coffee kicks in, everything's cleared out. Your whole body. You feel about 10 pounds lighter, which there's a lot of people out there.
Brought y'all to this?
Oh, this is just his tweet.
Oh, okay. I thought
this was coffee kicked in, and he, being a comedian, was like, oh yeah, that's kind of the best time to do it.
I mean, what if you're an intern though, and they're like, all right, you got to judge these. I mean, imagine how many thousands. That's $10K. People are out there trying to win free money all the time. You see it all the time on Twitter. So people are just gonna, well, this guy had a lot of corn yesterday. Who's grading this, and why did they make someone do this? Come on.
I mean, it did the job. We're talking about it still. I don't know what the deadline was for this, but
I mean, how do we know the winner? They're gonna show it. Here's the winner.
Ooh.
And here's the owner of said log.
Be even funnier if it was some 5'1", 96-pound little woman. And you're like, the hell, how'd that come out of her? Where the hell was she storing that the whole time? That would be the funny. That's what I would do if I were the intern.
Your Honor, what do you do to rule this inappropriate?
I mean, it's like the Adidas boobs pick. It's a marketing gimmick,
I think this is
and it
worse.
worked. Oh, if you actually have to do it, yeah. But I have a feeling they're just going to say, "Hey, let's just throw all these in a hopper, and then it'll just randomly generate the winner." So, I mean, good on them for coming up with a creative new marketing campaign. I mean, every marketing campaign is now pushing the envelope more and more. My question is when does, let's see, when does Polaroid say submit your best nudes and you're gonna win $10,000 because you got to use a Polaroid camera? Does that happen? Somebody just break into your house?
Yeah, I just looked at my door open and we're the only ones here. Yeah, if somebody comes in right now and does anything, you call 911. My front door's open right now as we speak. But the show's got to go on. This one doesn't even have a slide or anything. What do you think about this, Judge Raybould? Elon Musk, he has a company called Neuralink, and they're basically the company behind trying to eventually install chips inside humans to where you can do things as in electronic things. For example, be able to watch a movie, be able to connect to your favorite apps. That's what the hell these guys are behind. Well, basically, they've been guinea pigging monkeys, per se. I'm sorry to use even the terms to clash each other, but they've been using monkey experiments. And reported in December of 21, so not long ago, that Neuralink, and this is quote, is working well with the monkeys, and we're actually doing a lot of testing and that it's very safe and reliable, and the Neuralink device can be safely removed. He was even talking about exaggerating the timeline, saying that it should be sometime this year at the end. I'm not sure we're that close.
Hell no. I'm against this 100%.
What do you guys? Are
you taking all right?
Technology
Twitch,
heads.
You two, are y'all taking a brain implant that they say you have control over when you know you're not the only one with control over? I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I don't know what to do here because check this out. I mean, I know what I'm not doing is I'm not taking this thing because basically there's been a somewhere the cards are getting lost. And it's been a misshuffling of what the results have been because these monkeys have been dying. And according to the complaint, an animal rights group has basically stepped up. The PSRM, the Physicians Committee to Responsible Medicine, they stepped up and they filed a complaint. They said 15 of these 23 monkeys that have been implanted with this brain chip have died between 2017 and 2020.
Stream 85.
We're not even
channels
talking
and save
about
up to
that they've been
$500
sick.
a year.
We're talking about that
YouTube
they've
TV.
died.
Try it
This
free.
is where it gets crazy. Check this out, Twitch. It says that it's causing some crazy brain disorders in them to where, in one example, a monkey was allegedly found missing some of its fingers and toes, possibly from self-mutilation. So it ended up messing up the monkey's brain, and they ended up cutting off their own fingers and toes. In another example, a monkey had drilled holes in its skull with electrodes implanted into its brain. They had already put that in there, then allegedly developed a skin infection and had to be euthanized. So they ended up pulling the stuff into this monkey as an experiment. Monkey got an infection, monkey dead. In the third instance, a female monkey had the electrodes implanted into her brain, and it turned into she couldn't overcome the vomiting. And days later, the monkey died as well. What do you? And this is something that this fool's talking about later this year. There's no way in hell, first off, that they're going to allow this. But I mean, this is something we're talking. To me, if you ask me, we're talking 20 years from now, if that.
I mean, I have respect for Elon Musk. He's smarter than I'll ever dream of being. He's done a really good job making billions and billions and billions of dollars doing stuff. Great for him. He's out of his mind. He's now starting to border on like superhero villain territory. Like, no, we don't need that. I don't care. Oh, we're gonna make people's lives easy. Nope.
Too
We
much
don't
electronics is too. It's too much, right?
Yeah.
It's getting like at one point.
Develop a computer chip that, in place of like people who have heart problems, like with a stent that goes and opens up your arteries, develop a little computer program where it just shoots the fat so they don't have a heart attack.
Let's put money into that.
Do that. Oh, well, you can run your apps through your brain. No, screw that. I can run my apps through my hands.
Man, hey, shout out first to DS Springfield. A little round of applause from all the Odd Squad, first time chatter, first time viewer, both. First he said spooky, and then he got a good thing right here. Neuralink is in a three-phase thing. Phase 1 is to give paralyzed people control of limbs or amputees control of robotic prosthetics. Phase 2 is for humans to control electronics. Phase 3 is for the digital twinning.
I'm all for phase 1. If you ended up paralyzed, you can't, and this is going to help you, be able to gain the ability to walk, to use limbs and stuff like that. You know what? Go for it. Especially even for those who have like ALS, where your brain just shuts down all your nerve endings and everything like that, where you can't move and you end up like in a coma, but you're alive. Go for it. But phase 2, phase 3, no.
Hell to the gnaw is what we're getting. Always one team, hell to the gnaw. Springfield, oh, hell no. Skinny Money, what's up? He just says, wild. I'm not sure he's into that as well. Jefecito, what's up, my man? Checking in probably on his lunch break. Keep pushing those cars, brother. Sell them to the moon. Let's move on to the next person here in court. What are you rolling here? Hell to the no?
Hell to the no.
There's been a ruling. We're not going to be I'm not implanting a damn thing, especially when you're seeing these monkeys doing this. The last thing I need to do is, implant me some kind of gambling chip. No, I can't do it. The next one here, no slide. What do you rule here? Because it seems like the outside of Houston, outside of Texas person has something against Mattress Mac. And it seems like everyone's ganging up and saying, man, it's a good thing he's losing. I go through these posts and I just start reading down, and some people are like, man, he never deserved to have that money. And you're like, you have no clue what the hell you're talking about. Even once in a while, somebody will step in and I can tell it'll have a few comments and someone's defending them, telling, man, you have no clue. I'm from either way. Judge, is the Mattress Mac curse real? because the man is on a losing streak. And let me tell you what it is here. It's the automatic fade material, Odd Squad. The 2019 World Series, he lost $13 million when the Astros fell to the Nationals. RIP. The 2020 playoffs, he plunked down another $1 million on the Chiefs, and then he had been $1 million on the Texans to beat the Chiefs in their divisional matchup. If you go back, he spread money all throughout that, lost everything. Now we're in the 2020 World Series, where he threw down $10,000 on the Astros to win the World Series, that he would have won $300,000 for whatever reason at 30-1. Super Bowl came around. He bet $3.4 million on Tampa to cover the spread against the Chiefs. That was his only win. And it's all been downhill from there. 2021 March Madness, lost. 2021 Kentucky Derby, he had a Central Quality for $4 million, lost. 2022 College Football Playoff, he said Alabama was a great bet as an underdog, lost. Super Bowl, we know what happened, lost. Judge, do you rule him an automatic fade material?
I don't know if I'd rule him an automatic fade material, especially the one that sticks out in my mind is Alabama being an underdog, because everybody said it. Everybody said it. Now, he's one of the few that I know who actually put his money where his mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it because as much as I said it on the air at the time, I qualified it saying, look, you can't fade, or you can't look at Nick Saban as an underdog and say, oh yeah, that's the right move. You can't. Whether or not they lost now, the smart bet was to walk away. That's the number one thing you always have in your pocket, is you can just say, nope, not putting money on it. And I didn't put money on it because I knew. But the first time they played for the SEC title game, you got Nick Saban catching points, money. And I knew it then, and I made money then. But you can't, I'm not going to blame him, because you don't ever go against Nick Saban when he's catching points. How many times in his career, I don't have the number in front of me, has he been an underdog, especially at Alabama, where he hasn't covered? So I can't hate on him for that one. The Bengals, I mean, he was riding the hot hand, and a lot of this is he's trying to cover what he's got coming in at Gallery Furniture.
His record in the last 13, he's 1-12 to the sum of loss of $40 million. Now the question lies here. Do you think that he's made more than $40 million throughout the time span of these bets?
Hell yeah.
Do you think that the advertising was more than, combined all that? Because he talked about on the Super Bowl. You know how much an ad is in game? We're talking about there is no ads in game, right? Like, you're buying 30-second spots for $7 million. Imagine if they were allowing you to drop an ad in game. He's getting people talking about him in game, just talking about him, no ad, just talking about him because he's Mac.
He's made, if I have to estimate, at least $25 million since 2019 in just advertising for doing this.
Let alone what he's made in the promo that he actually ran.
Yeah,
and he actually
and the profits and all that.
What do you guys think? Is he automatic fade material, or is Twitter in the wrong for saying that?
I mean, Twitter's gonna Twitter.
If you don't know nothing about him, though, say he was furniture guy from every city's got crazy furniture guy. You know what I mean? Every city's got a crazy ass furniture guy, just like every city's got a Rick's Cabaret. Oceans. Every city's got one. He's ours. We know him. We love him dearly because we know what he puts around. But if you don't know anything about him and you don't even do research about him, some people are gonna be like, man, why? But again, he's laying down the biggest Super Bowl bets in the history of betting. So you at least got to do some kind of educated research before you come to the table and just say, man, this guy didn't deserve. He deserves to lose, and I'm gonna fade his ass. Well,
fade his ass. That's fine. Guess what? Whatever you win is nothing compared to what he already won on his mattress or on his furniture promotions.
Whenever you get to heaven, you won't have nowhere to sleep, because in heaven, there's nothing but gallery furniture.
I mean,
you walk in, there's a gallery of furniture in the waiting room. Your waiting room right there to get into heaven. You're all nervous as hell, like, shit. I know I did a few things, but hopefully they let me in. you're going to be sitting on a gallery furniture couch. You're going to wish you never said that about Mattress Mac.
So, Joel Hernandez asked on Twitch, has anybody actually won free furniture? Yes, I know somebody who has.
Hey, that's my question.
A buddy of mine, 2017 Astros World Series. He won. He had just gotten his own apartment. He completely furnished it and everything like that. He went in. He spent, I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000. Stuff that like he could have afforded to pay off, but it would have hurt had he not won it. And then he won it. The only problem is, so when that happens, you know, Mattress Mac sends you a check for the money of your balance or to pay it off. Guess who goes and takes out of your pocket at that point? Uncle Sam. So he had to end up paying taxes on that money that Mattress Mac gave him back. So he got taxed on the sale by Uncle Sam and then got taxed on the refund by Uncle Sam.
By Uncle Mac.
Yep. And then always one team had it best. Like he said this better than I don't fade him. I don't follow him. I do my own handicapping. Exactly. I do my own looking. Like
if he's anywhere and you're handicapped and you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't turn to him for gambling advice. I turn to him for, hey, what's a great mattress to buy? Hey, what's a great couch to buy?
My man, hey, another first-time chatter, Kalonzo72. I know my man. Shout out. Thank you for chatting. He says Oceans, old school. He caught the Oceans, you know. Now, when you think of Oceans, there's one in every city. When you think of the one here, there's one that comes to mind. That's that one in between here and Galveston. If you've ever driven down to Galveston in the last, say in that 2000, I don't even remember when Oceans closed down, but in the 2000s. No, it's shut down now, though. It went to the left. I mean, it's there, but it's shut down.
I saw people pull it in there, what was it, last August?
Hey, if y'all know of anything
like
about
Oceans, 4
Oceans,
cars, but
Oceans in its time, Oceans is a favorite of the other show that I host, Moneyline. Oceans is the only place that I ever walked in, adult entertainment, and there was a one-legged stripper. The Oceans is historic for that. You tell me how many places allow a one-legged stripper. Not like she had like basically a prosthetic one where you didn't really realize it. No, she was walking around on one leg most of the time, just kind of, and she was wild. She was wild. You'd go in there, she made boys into men.
Hey, if you've been in there, you were guaranteed you got a cure for Rona and every other disease that's out there.
Hey, the Oceans Cabaret on its point and its time, whenever you were a young lad, and you were on your way to Galveston with your boys, and you would look over to the left, and you said, man, what's the chances we could get into this place? And chances were pretty high when you walked up. They didn't even really ask for nothing. They asked for the money to get in, and it was BYOB. Once they told us that, we were like, cool, we still can't buy alcohol, though. Problem number 2. Once we figured out 1 and 1, I'm not going to say anybody was a regular, but we were in there multiple times. And like I said, every time you walked in, there she was, the one-legged stripper.
I mean, this says they're still open. They're still open. They're still doing dances. You got Candy on the side stage. You got Diamond on the main stage. And you got Peg Leg on the backstage.
Right here, every time I saw Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers is still open too, Alex Villanueva.
We're within 5 minutes of Heartbreakers if you want to meet us there for lunch.
Matt Stafford with that, or let's take Josh Allen's money arm. He could hit Heartbreakers from here with a football.
You can't eat. Who's eaten the buffet at a strip club before? Who's eating seafood at the strip club?
Oh, God.
Because, you know, they advertise steak and shrimp night.
Surf and turf, yeah. Ooh. Surf and turf night at the, nope.
Surf and turf at a strip club has a whole different meaning. Surf and turf. I don't even know what to say.
Nope.
My mouth just went dry. Heartbreakers. They've got a lot of heartbreakers. Hey,
man, y'all spend a lot of time at strip clubs. I feel like the odd man out in this chat now. Good Lord.
One of the best meals I ever had was a prime steak at a club in Miami.
I have heard that the high-end, the blue chip strip clubs do actually have a good steak. They do actually do it well, but you gotta pay for the blue chip. And you don't go in there looking to spend money on the girls because that's not what it's for. You go in there and you eat your food and you get a damn good steak for really cheap and you enjoy the view and then you walk out. You don't pay for private dances. You don't go make it rain. You don't do any of that shit.
How creepy is it sitting down with like, a 3-course meal at the strip club? It's already creepy when you go in there and you're not trying to make eye contact. You sit down and you're waiting to get a drink. You're talking to your boys, and then one of them, you just happen to look up. You weren't even looking at a stripper. You just happen to look up, and one of them's walking by, and she locks eyes with you. Now she thinks that she should approach you, and then your heart starts, and you're like, please don't come up. And there she comes up. If you're not facing the table and with your legs on the table, if you're a little bit opened up, talking to your boys, some will just slide and just sit on your lap all of a sudden. All of a sudden you're looking up like, huh? Hey, do you want to dance? I just got here. And who are you? Are you a man?
Who's worse? What's worse making eye contact with? The dancer at the strip club randomly walking around that you didn't want, or a guy at a used car lot when you're just looking? Which one's worse? No shame to either profession. Make your money, dude.
What do you think,
Y'all making
Twitch?
more money than I am. Go for it.
Give them on the 1 or 2. Who's worse?
What y'all think?
BYOB strip clubs were the best. I mean, you knew what you were getting yourself into when you went to a BYOB. You knew when you went to a BYOB, as in the Oceans. Now, if you end up somewhere like Ritz, you know what you're getting yourself in there too. When you order a mixed drink, it's going to be about $19. Damn.
I'm so old. I'm out of the strip game. I'm out of the strip club game.
No, I'm retired. I have some stories, along my time. We might have been in quite a few of them. And then, like I always say, it was never even really about the women. It was more about the atmosphere always. It was always like a party where the ones we went to. It wasn't more like, I think it's real creepy if you go there with your boys and then you have that one dude that's just sitting when you get there and he's like, hey, where do y'all want to sit? And he's like, he points at the table right in front of the stage. That's known as the weirdo side. You know? To the dancers, they know like, hey, those dudes sitting right there, they're either going to tip us a lot, but they're weirdos. That's just known. I've known quite a few strippers in my life. They know. Don't ever sit there unless you want to be considered the weirdo. Sit your ass in the back.
Now we got to interview a couple.
If you know any strippers,
we got to put in a phone call to Heartbreakers. Hey, before you start your shift, come on down here and we'll talk.
My idea has always been to have a show like on a Friday, like, a trappy hour. If you're out and about listening to our show, stop at the first strip club you see and hit us up. Get on the show live. I'll buy your first few drinks. Hand your phone to the stripper. We're going to ask her a few things that we're going to ask if we're true since we're out of the strip club game for now.
Tizant's trying to give me shit because I'm not out of the ass and titty game. I'm out of the strip club game. I'm out of the paying for it like that game. I'm married. I don't need it.
Barrios on Richmond. Aggie Milkman. Dropping the nuggets. Barrios sounds like a few things can go down at Barrios, not just stripping. But I'm going to tell you right now what's going to go down. We're about to play some marbles. Aaron already said it's going to be 2 winners here. What do these winners get? An extra bracket in the March Madness contest. What does that March Madness contest win? Hell, you're going to be up in Vegas laying in the pool. We're going to be sitting drinking whatever it is you want to drink with me. Next March, you're going to be sitting there in Vegas as the tournament tips off. That's a great prize, and you're going to win that here for free. So go ahead and follow what Aaron's going to split for you here, and we'll be back. This is Odd Takes.
All right, guys, let me set up this marbles game. Hey, welcome in, Dre. You missed all the talk. I feel like you planned that. All right, guys, let me dial up this race, and then exclamation point play is going to get you in on it. Let's see. Let it pick us a setup. All right, exclamation point play, get you in the race. You got 60 seconds. Exclamation point play in the Twitch chat. If you're on YouTube, just run over to Twitch real quick. You can do it. Exclamation point play, no spaces. That gets you a marble in there. There you go. Some of you dialing in already. Yeah, Behannon, the winner of every marble race for a while is going to get an extra bracket. So when we open up the brackets, we'll have a list of how many each person gets. All right, 20 seconds. Pookie, don't be mad at your marble. Maybe today's the day. Exclamation point play in the chat, guys. I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds and then I'm him play. All right, here we go. All right, and there they go. They're off now. We got Rudy in first. Joel Hernandez, jumping out in first now. Our guy Biggie, wow, all the way down there. How the hell did you make it through all of those obstacles? We got Dre on 290 up there mixing it at. Tizance, Behannon. Dre on 290 is starting to pull out to a lead, although Behannon not too far back. Always one team. Damn. That came out of nowhere. Good job, one team. We got Tizance going through the loop-de-loop. Let's see. One team's now going out through the loop-de-loop, which puts Tizance back in first. It says Dre's up ahead. Oh, Dre caught a little shortcut or something. What was that? How did Dre catch up that one? Tizance now in second. Ooh, but rolling through the obstacle. That was impressive. Where'd Tizance go? Oh, okay. Dre still stuck. Oh, good lord. Good job, Tizance. Ooh. I was wondering where that noise came from. Clue Patron making it through. Ooh, Dre fell out. I wonder how long it'll stay with. Oh, there it goes. Goldie flew. Man, y'all are just going through that sky window. All right, everything's wrapping up. Good job, Tizance. All right, guys, we'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll do the other half of the show, and then we'll play another marble game.
Yo, everyone that stuck around and everyone that won at Marbles. Tiz Ants. It seems like Tiz Ants is always in the running. Tiz Ants is doing something right over there, and Tiz Ants won another entry or an unentry into the March Madness contest, and Kloop Patron also as well. Remember, we're doing the top 2 from each race. We'll get an extra March Madness bracket, and then someone's going to be laying up in Vegas drinking whatever it is that you envision. Aaron's going to be there. We're going to be drinking beer. We're going to be gambling, a lot of gambling. Welcome back to Odd Takes, 281-522-6336. Please, if you haven't already, share it to everyone on your social medias. It helps us so much because you don't never know who's bored at work, and then we're going to catch their attention, and before you know it, now they're Odd Squad. And go over to YouTube and hit the thumbs up so we could get this thing cooking. But, man.
Everybody's still obsessed with the strip club talk. That's all this is now. This is just turned into strip club radio or strip club TV.
What did the Aggie Milkman said happened to his marble?
He said his marble stopped off at the Gold Cup on 290, which now there's conversation. Yeah, Gold Cup is gone. Gold Cup was torn down. That lot is, I think, already been paved over with something else.
Don't tell him that. Milkman, meet us at Gold Cup after the show. We'll be there. Hey, Milkman, his marble stopped at Gold Cup. We're hearing right here. TD Pookie. It sounds like when you hear the name TD Pookie, that strikes like a handle of a man that knows how to handle himself inside of a strip club.
I mean, yeah.
TD Pookie.
He's a truck driver. That's what the TD stands for.
I've heard stories about truck drivers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Let me find out, Pookie.
We're not going to get anybody in trouble. Now, we're not talking lot lizards or any of that.
You guys, Dad, I don't know where we lost control of this show, but order in the court. Damn it. You guys done got us off a track here talking about strip clubs and one-legged strippers. Before you know it, I'm going to lose my one-legged stripper that I have here at home. The Rockets. I mean, boy, what the hell's going on right here? We're in the lightning round. Let's go to lightning round. Reports are coming out that the Lakers and Rockets almost came up with a trade that would have brought Russell Westbrook back to Houston in a trade for John Wall and a 2027 first-round pick. The Rockets wanted this. Lakers didn't. What the hell is going on? You're going to bring back Russell Westbrook?
So, from my understanding, the Rockets said, we will take Russell Westbrook. You will take John Wall in that contract, and you're going to also pay us a first-round pick to take Russell Westbrook to get him out, because already everybody sees Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, they're fighting now. They're starting to butt heads a little bit. They said, you know what? We'll be your garbage disposal. We'll be your Cleveland Browns circa Brock Osweiler. You don't want him? Cool. You're going to pay us to take him. We'll take him. And I haven't spoken with anybody inside the team, but talking to a couple of people who've been around Toyota Center before, their plan was, if we get Russell Westbrook back, we're cutting him. We're just going to cash him a check, get out, take your money, go play wherever you want. But the whole thing they were after was give us one more draft pick. Eventually, they're going to end up with, 18 ping pong balls for the 13 spots.
John Wall, that contract's got to be one of the worst contracts ever in Houston sports history. Like, he's making money sitting there. Like, what's your favorite memory of John Wall as a Rocket? I'll wait. What?
I mean, he looks good sitting on the bench in a turtleneck. He's a handsome dude. Good job.
And they were throwing in a first-round pick. Like, that's that dude. You always got that friend that just always makes bad deals. Like, bro, you didn't have to throw in that.
Here's the thing: is that this isn't an an apples to apples comparison, but the Lakers thought what they had was going to be a super team. They thought they had their stars. They have their quote unquote big three that LeBron loves to have. Oof. And then they found out, well, your big three are like a big 2.25 because Russell Westbrook doesn't belong on a big three anymore. LeBron and Anthony Davis are a big two. You ain't got a big third. And so now where they're at in the season, and because the season has gone to complete shit for the Lakers, where they keep losing and they keep just getting beat the hell up on the court, That was they got to that Daryl Morey desperation mode where they went, okay, we got to get who's a name? We got to get a name in here because we got to try to build a big three with a half a piece. I don't care. If we can get him in, maybe, LeBron and Anthony Davis, both those guys, they make the guys around them better. But now they're counting on, okay, we'll get a big 2.5, and hopefully the other two will bring that 2.5 up to a 2 3/4 kind of thing.
2 3/4. That's bad.
That was their hope. And that was why they started throwing out names like John Wall. Hey, John Wall's healthy. He hasn't played. He's rested. Let's bring him in. He was a big name. He just never performed on the big stage as much as he was expected to. Let's bring him in. It got to that Daryl Morey going, you know what? Screw it. We want Russell Westbrook. Screw it. We'll take Chris Paul. Screw it. We'll take John Wall. Like, you're just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping it sticks and trying to salvage what you've got when sometimes maybe you just need to cut your I mean, this was better for the Lakers in the long run because they're not going to fork out John Wall's contract money. But
imagine John Wall and the Lakers right now, though. The Lakers right now, I'm not even going to call them 2 1/4. I'm going to call them 2 men and a little baby. Yeah.
Watching Russell Westbrook throw fits.
All you old heads, that's where I just came up. 2 man and a little baby. Nobody steal that. We need to make that in a shirt and sell them things. The Lakers, 2 man and a little baby. We need to recreate that. If you make any money off that, just don't forget about me. Let's move on to another baby. Deshaun Watson's name came up, and I found this strange. You know how he has the no trade clause where he can basically pick where, I'm not going to them. And that's what, not only did Houston give him the keys, but then they gave him a car that he can never return. Basically, it's like, hey, I'll take this car wherever I want if y'all want to trade me one day. But I don't think that one day's ever coming. Whenever he was crying in front of the cameras, you remember he was signing that. I love Houston. He even gave a shout out to O'Brien. I love this city. You remember all of that? And then not long after, look where we are. Well, now reports are coming out that he's narrowed it down to 2 teams. This asshole has narrowed it down like he's got any right to narrow anything down right now. 2, the Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What are your first thought on that? Can you see Deshaun Watson in a Vikings helmet?
I mean, I've said it before. I like Minneapolis. I don't think the talent there is going to be enough for him to desire, if I got to say it like that. And yeah, he's getting married. Yeah, sure he is. He's been doing all this stuff while he put a diamond ring on that girl's finger. I don't know if Minneapolis is going to have the talent that he requires for his services. Tampa, I don't think Bruce Arians is going to put up with his shit. I think, I want to go to the Bucs. Well, they got a proven team. They've won a Super Bowl recently. Cool. I don't think Deshaun Watson's willing to put aside his ego and his personality to deal with Bruce Arians. I think Bruce Arians probably saw that report this morning, called Jason Licht and said, you think this asshole wants to play for me? He doesn't want to play for me. I'm a dick. Does he not get that? Has he not read that? I'm an asshole. He doesn't want to play here. Whatever they do, whatever they call you with, you just say, thanks, but no thanks. We're good.
The Texans never thought they were going to be in this position, and I guess they were just, that got caught up in the small print, the no trade clause, because look where they are. I don't think never in their wildest imaginations did they think, man, Watson's going to sign this contract. He's not going to die a Texan. Like, he's going to be a Texan for life. Hashtag we are Texans. Right? They thought. And then this is where they are now. They gave this fool the options to where now he's handpicking. He shouldn't be doing anything with his hands. But now he's handpicking teams. I'll be damned if he gets his way. Houston fan, who would have hurt your feelings more to see win a title? James Harden or Deshaun Watson? Because if either of them do, you're going to feel some type of way. Let me know right now. Which one hurt your feelings worse? If Harden wins, hit a 1 right now on Twitch or on YouTube. If that's going to hurt your feelings, or if Watson goes out, signs with the Vikings, and the Vikings and him and Justin Jefferson become the duo that you wanted him to Hopkins to be, and then they win a title. Which one hurt your feelings more? How about you, Aaron? Which one?
Honestly, if I had feelings to be hurt,
ooh,
I would say Watson, because we all know that watching Harden win a title, Harden's not winning a title as the best player. Period. The end. It's already been proven. So if Harden wins a title, it's not a James Harden led the 76ers to a title. No, it's James Harden sat in the middle row of the bus and got a title and got a ring.
We're getting a lot of ones.
Deshaun Watson wins a title. It's because of Deshaun Watson. It's because he said, F Houston, F the Texans. I don't want to be around you assholes anymore. I'm done.
Which one
Bye.
stabbed you in the back worst, though? Because they both. Which one stabbed you in the back worst? Let me know right now, Twitch. I wish one of you called 281-522-6336. Which one stabbed the worst in the back? Is it Harden? Because Watson came out and said, I don't want to play either before all that. He was already requesting trades before all that went down. Let's not forget that. He was saying, I don't want to play with them. And then that came out and it was like, okay, you better, boy, I know you're in trouble right now. Now you're going to come back. And he was like, nah, I still don't want to play with them. And it's like, okay. And then Harden, you saw what he did. He was up there on the podium after they were doing bad in the youngins. And you remember that, all that fiasco. And he's up there saying, I mean, I'm just looking to get traded. What? Which one hurts you? These are when you think of superstars in this city, those were guys that were supposed to be franchise leading guys. And you got nothing out of them.
I mean, again, I go back to everybody still thinking Harden would hurt worse to watch him, hoist a trophy. You got to understand, if Harden's getting a trophy, he knows he's not the number one guy on the team. He's not the number two guy on the team. He might not even be the number three guy on the team if he were to actually win one. He cannot lead a team to a title. Deshaun Watson, if you put the right pieces around him, which he never really had, he had DeAndre Hopkins. Cool. What else did he have, really?
It's crazy. Everyone's on Watson by far. It's funny you say that.
It's on Harden, yeah. Everybody else on Harden. Everybody disagrees with me on that.
On Harden, always one team says Watson wasn't here long enough, but does it leave you the way he left you hanging?
Or the fact that he signed a contract and literally 3-4 months later was like, nah, I'm done.
Because some would say, no, well, I mean, what he did is different. Like, it's not. No, remember, he was asking to he didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here anymore. But then Harden, he didn't want to be here. He's asking. And then the Rockets came and offered him a historic extension. Historic. And he still said, nah, hell no, fam. I'm out of here, fam. I want to go be on the Nets.
I'll say this in defense of Harden. I don't like Harden. Harden at least tried to get a team there. Now, we know that he phoned it in plenty of times in the playoffs, and his playoff meltdowns were historic. He at least went out there and tried several seasons of, okay, let's retool. Okay, let's retool. Okay, let's retool. Watson didn't even give the Texans an option, and I get it. They're two different organizations. The Texans are a joke of an organization at times. But still, Harden went out there and was open to, okay, that guy didn't work, give me another guy. That guy didn't work, give me another guy. So I have a tiny bit more respect for Harden than I do for Watson on that, because Watson just looked at the organization and went, nah, I'm out, son. Not can we fix things, can we try? Harden at least put in a 0.25% of effort, whereas Watson was just washed his hands. Nope, I'm out. Bye.
Speaking of Watson, let's get to this picture of Dabo. Dabo. I'm sorry, Dabo. Dabo, we talked about the other day about recruits, and we talked about O'Brien having a look at the best 8th grader of the class at 2026 top quarterback. That kid, he's having to watch his Fortnite clips and write him back, hey, man, you're pretty good at Fortnite, man. Kid, yeah. Well, what do you think about this picture that we have here? This is the guy. He said, man, he went and did his thing with Clemson. He's supposed to be recruited by Clemson. But then you scroll down a little bit further. What's up with this?
Santa Claus come early?
Like, whoa. Like,
what the hell?
Like, if that's my son, like if that's your son, right? You're ultra dad. You're probably behind the cameras right now. Like, you're not LeVar Ball, but you're baby LeVar Ball. You're trying to, and all of a sudden you see this grown ass man sit on your son's lap. You're
what
like,
is wrong with you?
You're like, hey, hold up. You're like, whoa. What are we doing here? Is this where these recruits are doing? We saw the LSU video not long ago. You remember that cringy video? And then
Brian Kelly Dancing. He's done it with multiple
and then
guys.
That recruit, the funniest thing, that recruit didn't even end up staying with LSU. He ended up going somewhere else.
He went to Bama, I think. Yeah.
I mean, if I see a grown-ass man sitting on my son's lap like this, like you're like, hey, Dabo, What are we doing here?
Dabo's 52 years old. I would hope he had a little bit more self-respect than that. But at the same time, first off, yeah, those parents need to look at Dabo.
What is wrong with you?
But how funny would it be if you were that recruit and you said, "Hey, Dabo, come on, right here. Let's take a picture together, son. Come on. You know you want to. Come on." Like, it
it'd be
didn't
weird.
happen. That
How
recruit
weird would
didn't
that
do it
be?
because that would make it out. But that's the dumbest thing ever.
These recruiters, these coaches that end up going, they're taking it. It's like they're going too far. Again, I like to relate to the old school movie Blue Chips growing up. I don't know why, but whenever I think of recruiting, and I know that was about dirty recruiting, obviously, there was a lot of blue chips getting moved around under the table. But I like to think of it, the coach, he went over there. He went to the sticks when he went to go find Shaq. If you remember Blue Chips, that boy, I think he had to take a raft. Remember, he was like in Louisiana, some backwoods or something he found Shaq in. And then he ended up going, and Shaq's playing like in some little, like, I'm not even going to call it a warehouse. It was a building out in the middle of the woods, and that's how he found Shaq. And then that's how, now you got these recruits. This is not how I picture. O'Brien having to do Fortnite. This guy sitting on his lap. Kelly dancing with recruits that aren't even making the team. How do you think that feels?
I mean, for once, I'm going to credit Jimbo Fisher. He hasn't done anything this stupid yet. Now give it time. It's Aggie going Aggie. But how bad do all these, and guess who's the one who's not doing it right now? Nick Saban. Nick Saban hires guys to go and watch Fortnite videos and sit on people's laps and stuff like that. Nick Saban's sitting there going, how many times do you think Nick Saban shook his head over something that he's read about Bill O'Brien in the last 2 months? He just sees on his phone,
Bill,
mass.
clean it
Whatever.
up.
This is why I pay you. This is why I pay you to do this embarrassing shit, and I don't.
Let's get to this next video here. What would you do if this occurs at your home? I know I'm not into spiders or anything like that, but what the hell? How do we explain this in Chihuahua, Mexico? Ooh, what you see falling there are birds. How do we explain this? Play that again. Now, these are birds that are about to fall. Real birds. And watch the video. They're dead. Ooh.
There's a glitch in the Matrix somewhere. That wasn't supposed to happen. We're all living in like a Hunger Games type world.
What do you do? I'm moving first off. That's like I said, that's like the other day when we talked about a pregnant spider. If you step on one inside your house, you got to go. Put it up for sale. Right here, if this happens in front of your house, I mean, you come out like, the hell hit the roof. You come out and just see these dead birds. Forget, what movie was that in?
The birds?
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? Like, also, those are all dark feathered birds.
Chihuahua.
You know it had to look. You know it had to look like a giant cloud of smoke coming at you. Like, that's got to be creepy as hell. Like, I want to see a video of it coming, like where they came from and how they fell, because that's the messed up part.
TD Pookie says these were drug mules, basically too much coca in the booty of them birds. They didn't make it across the border.
If you're sticking cocaine up a bird's ass to fly it across the border,
Hey, it seems like a lot of people think always
Desperate
one
times.
team fentanyl. He says it's fentanyl. Yeah, hey, whatever happened here, it's funny because these are two Mexican dudes saying this. First time chatter in the house. Hey, shout out to you. Man, how do you explain this? You're moving out, right?
I mean, I'm putting a giant fence or a giant screen around my house because I don't want picking up dead birds all day. How many? All the ones that died, because a bunch of them flew off too, but a bunch of them died. Who picks them up? Say you got a pool in your backyard. You gonna go fish out 80 birds out of your pool? No. Hell no. I'm either moving or I'm putting up a giant bubble around my house. Screw that.
Before we get out of here, we're going to talk about Belgium. What the hell is Belgium doing right? Them boys went to 4-day work weeks. 4-day work weeks. I said, what are they running? 410s? They said, no, 38 hours max. What? They said that they feel, and the kicker here, let me not bury the lead. You have the right to ignore your bosses after work as well. So when you're off the clock, you're done. 4 days a week, 38 hours total for the whole country. They feel like this is going to set the country to another stage where one of those days can be used as a family day or one day can be used as rest and recovery. What do you guys think? I know everyone's going to say, hell yeah.
Everybody wants that, but I mean.
Is it for the best of the country? Because do things still run the same? You got a less of a day for things to run.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that everybody has to be willing to pull that weight extra to get stuff done. First off.
We got two truck drivers in this group. So
yeah.
From a truck driving standpoint.
Yeah, Dre and Pookie.
What if you could only drive for 4 days out of the week and everything else was just shut down?
Yeah, how does that affect and not only that, how does it affect everybody who gets paid by the hour? Because these salary people are like, yeah, whatever. If you get paid by the hour and you like pulling that overtime, hell, I got paid by the hour a lot of jobs. Pulling overtime was the sweetest thing ever. Hey, we need you to stay for an extra half a shift. Deal. You gonna pay me how much? Time and a half? Deal. Let's do it. So I don't know. I like the idea, but I don't know in practice if it's gonna work, especially in a nation of 350 million people like we got.
It's been said that it's been tried at numerous countries, none of which adopted it full-time. Spain, Iceland, Japan, they tried it on a trial basis. UAE became the first country to implement it full-time in December. They said, this is where we're in. Now, this is kind of a trial they're doing in Belgium, but then they said when they're out of the trial, they're going to allow it up to the employer/employee to come to an agreement to say, hey, if it's best for them or not. But that's where we are now. 4-day work weeks. And
we got three truck drivers. We got Biggie too, who's in the truck too. Yeah, Dre said he doesn't get paid by the hour. Pookie says, yeah, a 4-day work week wouldn't work. So yeah, I mean, I like the idea of having 3-day weekends, but eventually it becomes just like, now when you get that 3-day weekend, it's you savor it and you're like, oh, it's coming. I can see it on the calendar. We're a month away, and I get a 3-day weekend, and you start planning. You look at your significant other, you look at your buddies, and you're like, all right,
what are we gonna do?
We're gonna go fishing. Like what we're gonna do is like normally on Sunday where we're home with family.
We're gonna go to Oceans.
We're gonna plan. We're gonna stay out all night, and then you know what? No, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go to the lake. We're gonna fish, and then we'll drive home late Monday, and we'll call it good. And we could kind of take like a half day on Tuesday.
And then we'll go to Oceans.
Eventually, you are obsessed with Oceans. Eventually, having 3-day weekends, it doesn't become special anymore. It's just like if you eat steak and lobster every meal, eventually steak and lobster starts tasting horrible because you're eating it every meal. So I like the idea of it for some people, but for me, I think I would get after a year of 3-day weekends, I'd be so annoyed. I'd be like, damn it, they're not special anymore. It is what it is. Of course, I'm unemployed, so right now every day is a 3-day weekend. So,
and 3-day weekends, 2:00, same thing, because it's time to get up out of here. It's time to get out of here, and it's time for your marble race. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of Aaron. Please, please, please go ahead and share everything we did. Hopefully you enjoy the show. I hope you like what we try to bring you. We try to bring it to you from different ways, man. We try to bring it with like sports entertainment with a twist, because I know that at 1:00 you're thinking at work, or if you're truck driving, you're thinking, man, what the hell am I going to listen to? It's us. It's Odd Squad. It's Odd Takes. It's all together, and we do it every single weekday, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you so much for checking in. Hey, that bet I gave everybody, that bad boy cash. Boom. And we got to get out of here. Champions League starts now. I'll leave you in the hands of Aaron. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love y'all much. Aaron, Jerry, Bo, peace.
all right, Odd Squad, let's do one more race. First and second place are going to end up getting extra brackets when we do this bracket contest. All right. Not yet. Y'all are way too up on it. You know what, Pookie, I like that idea. Maybe we'll do that after. All right, now go ahead. Exclamation point play in the chat. You're going to get a marble. Go out there. I'm going to give you another 45 seconds. I also understand some of you guys who aren't subscribers yet to the Twitch channel, you got commercial playing right now. That's fine. I'll give you guys some extra time. We'll wait for everybody. Make sure while you do that, though, you subscribe. And if you've got Amazon Prime, which everybody's got Amazon Prime now because Jeff Bezos wants to be in your pocket, you can subscribe to our channel for free. It's included with that Prime membership. So make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure your Amazon account's linked to Twitch, and then you don't have to pay for it. All right, to make up for the ad playing and getting everybody distracted, I'll give you an extra 30 seconds. Exclamation point play in the chat, you'll get your marble. All right, I'm hitting play in 10 seconds, so if you're not in this race, you better sign up now. Exclamation point play. All right, here we go. All right, we're getting through all this giant maze thing. All right, we got Biggie in first now. Clue Patron in second. JG in third. JG? Johnny G? Aren't you supposed to be at a golf course or something? Man, this is just shaking up crazy right now. Biggie's still in first. Around that loopy-loop. Man, it can't decide who's in first. Biggie's still out there in front. Okay. Texan 1782 looks to be in second right now. Biggie's going through way ahead. Ooh, Texan 1782's catching up. Ooh. You got a bunch of traffic and everything. Cars and everything getting in the way. Biggie still a short lead. You suck too. JG. Alex Villanueva. Ooh, somebody just took off. Biggie went. Oh, there you go. Pookie's in first. How did Pookie make that run? He's up at front. And now stuck on the little whatever this thing is. Man, Pookie got stuck on this little obstacle thing. I don't know what it is, but there you go. Pookie had that big of a lead and it still ended up in first. Ooh, looks like Pookie's gonna win it. Oh, Pookie and Biggie, both of our two of our truck drivers, end up first and second. Congrats, guys. Nicely done, guys. All right, y'all have fun. Have a great rest of your day. Go check out Barry on deck. Maybe we'll go raid his channel real quick when we end here. If you stay in the chat, we'll go raid him as soon as the show ends, or as soon as his show starts. Good job, Pookie. Don't forget, tell your friends. Follow us on Twitter, on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you go hit that thumbs up. And tell your friends to be here at 1 o'clock tomorrow.